So at the start of the year, I asked my management, what are we going to do? And they said, we think you need to record a feature-length gala concert pre-record with tons of guest stars and amazing performers and put it on the internet for everyone to see. And I thought, okay, great. So I got hold of Catherine, a new Catherine, who runs the Lounge Bar as part of the Autumn Community Centre. And she helped me put it together. And it just came together real easy. I was stuck for a phrase of what to call it, and I got a bit obsessed with one of the lines of the album about leaving your body, which I think is something we've all tried to do at some point this year, a separation event. And I thought about that phrase, and then when I thought about how we were doing this, because we're all separate at the moment, at least we were when we made it, and all the artists here, we're all together, but we've all been separate because we have to mask up, keep 2 meters away. But it's an event, you know? And even though we're separated, we're still together, so separation event. So Summer of Discontent is actually, I think, might be the oldest song on the album, because I did record a version for Devolver a few years ago. Didn't make it all the way, didn't make it onto the record, never finished it. And then when I came to do the King of Clubs version, it just felt like exactly right. And it's not actually about the pandemic. It came out just as the pandemic got really serious, just as lockdown hit. The lyrics, you know, I think it struck a chord with people. It was more about the global climate crisis and the constant betrayal of our ruling bodies, of the people that they govern, and how you can't trust them. And then they keep letting us down and betraying us. And I know that's a drum I've been banging for a while, but it held true. It's true of the climate crisis, it's true of the pandemic. It let us down every step of the way. And so I think people really got behind it and felt that anger, no matter what it was specifically about. So I wanted to get someone else's take on it, and I asked Lenman from Peng Shui to come and MC on the single version. And what he did was amazing, you know. I was hoping that he would come to do Separation Event, but he wasn't available, and I didn't want to have just someone else come in and do his bars, because that would be all kinds of wrong. I have a live version that I just sing myself with different lyrics. And then when I started talking to Sam Matlock from Wargasm, I know Wargasm, I've done a bit of work with them, and Sam and Milky are just the absolute best. And when I knew that Sam was coming down to guest on it, I looked at my original lyrics and I found a missing verse. So I sent it to Sam, and then he came up with his own version of it. So it's not the album version, it's not the live version that I do on my own, it's the special version with me and Sam. And I'm just ecstatic about how it came out. And it's great to see Sam, and his energy is all his own. And it's great to work with a great musician. I'm stoked about it. So here's Summer of Discontent.
Like chicks, like beans, they still go wrong for you. They gonna kill. Let's show you fear. Let's die, we'll die, because they won't be there. You work hard, pushing hard, what you feel like. That's not enough. You work hard, pushing hard, what you feel like. The futuristic, the futuristic, the futuristic, the futuristic. You scream and you read every word. Fuck you grown up, you'll never be heard. Blending all lines, get some blood, man, we live in some currents absurd. Where what people broken in two, godless and hopeless, crushed out with a bird. Ripped from the world, destined for down. It's sad but it's true, fortune things to do. You work hard, pushing hard, what you feel like. That's not enough. You work hard, pushing what you feel like. The future is dead. The future is dead. The future is dead. The future is dead. You feel like the future is dead. The future is dead. The future is dead. The future is dead. It's dead. No!
Sleep Mission is one of my favourite tracks on the record. It was one of those sort of nonsense poems, a bit like Waterloo Teeth Off Devolver, where it's just snatches and phrases, something that I don't do a lot. Lots of lyricists write only in that mode. They prefer to stay opaque, whereas I like being a bit more direct. But every now and then, I like to dive into the subconscious and think about just weird poetry, really. It's quite odd for me to do it. And usually what happens is, when you come at it later, you only realize later down the line what you were saying. I thought I was just speaking a load of gibberish, but it turned out that, I was still speaking about the situation when, rejected petitions, jail cell divisions, all that stuff. So Sleep Mission became one of my favorites. And Sleep Mission itself, as I said, is about astral projection and leaving your body. So that's the Sleep Mission, and I wrote it to be purposely weird. I wrote it, it's such odd, repetitive rhythms, and everything is at odds with each other. So much so that I can't sing it and play guitar at the same time, because I did the rhythms to fight each other almost, so I can't hack it. So the only way I can play it is on the drums, because the drums are comparatively simple. So Jacko had to learn the guitar, which he does amazingly, and we did it like that. And when it came to the end of the album campaign last year, I wanted to put out one more single. And usually what I do is I take a track from a record and slap a saxophone on it. It's just an easy go-to, because I know so many saxophone players. I'm spoiled for saxophone players. And I got Pete Fraser from Down I Go to do this incredible take. But he lives in Sweden, and obviously he couldn't be here for Separation event. So I called Will Gardner, who, I've been in his band. I was on their first Black Peaks record. We've known each other for so long now, and he's just an incredible musician. And it's a shame not more people have heard his saxophone player, because as incredible as his voice is, his saxophone is unbelievable. And so I knew that he could come and absolutely smash it. And he came down and he brought the Piss Crotter, which is a pedal that Dave Larkin made for him, and this huge amp. He just destroyed it. And he destroyed my vocals as well. He just annihilated the whole thing. So here's Sleep Mission.
It's like someone to feel
So Like Me Better was a late addition to King of Clubs. Initially, I thought it was going to be just a 4 or 5 track EP. And then when we got those 4 or 5 tracks, I thought maybe it was a bit one note, and I wanted to put some stuff in that was maybe a bit more laid back. And Like Me Better was a little demo that I had that I didn't really think much of. And then when I knew I wanted something a bit spacier, I just thought, let's just persevere with this and let's just see where it goes. And it's actually quite freeing to not worry about making something go in a million different directions. It hangs on that note for ages. It doesn't do much, and the chorus is like 2 chords, which I had to force myself to do, to not make it clever or complex or anything. And so that's why I like Me Better, because it's just all about the vibe and the open spaces. And, you know, a surprise favorite for me. And then when we came to do the video, because I'd run out of promotional budget at this point, I hijacked one of my wife's photo shoots. My wife is a model, a performer, and producer herself. Incredibly talented individual, as well as being the best person alive. Sorry, everyone. And I just hijacked one of her shoots. She looked so good. She's into the 80s aesthetic, and so was I. And I thought it fit the song because it had those 80s synths. So I said, look, would you mind just miming my song? Because she knew it, she'd heard the mixes all year. And then I can get a video. And Scott Chalmers, who filmed it, put it together for me, really great. And so I thought, what better than to get her back, because she was going to be here anyway, to recreate the video and just lounge in one of our chairs looking really cool. And she just looked so fantastic, and she moves so great. And she just gives everything I do, from, you know, my music videos to getting out of bed in the morning. She makes it easier and more stylish just by being. So it's really special to share the stage with my wife. So that's Like Me Better.
Face the radio and a voice for a silent flick. Goes for confident, but comes off like an arrogant prick. That's what you thought of me. Somewhere, sometime, somehow, you slowly change your mind. But I think you like me better now. I think you like me better now. I think you like me better now. Like a snatch of us, like a sharp refrain. It pissed you off at first, but now you're singing it again and again and again. The way I fold my hands, the way I crease my brow, they used to drive you mad, but I think you like me better now. 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 I think you like me better now.
I don't want to be your friend was I just had that phrase. I got so frustrated with people's behavior, you know, both in a sort of nightclub environment where everyone's pissed, or on the internet, or, you know, in whatever think columns. It's terrible, just people being awful to each other and then hiding behind these excuses. And I just felt like it needed to be called out. I mean, it's been called out with much more weight than I've called it out, but I wanted to add my voice to that throng and say, look, this is unacceptable. And I want to be your friend if you're going to behave like this. Ta-ta, you know, I'm not going to put up with it anymore. And I thought it was something that people could get behind. And so the song really just evolved from that repeated phrase, like really British and simple and down the line. If I'm honest, it's got a little bit of Isles in it, because Space, my producer who worked on King Close to Me, had done their first 2 records, and their records and the Never Not Nothing records were sort of all in a big soup with the records I'd made the past 3 years. So some of that did come floating through. So I think there probably is a bit of Idols in there and just being super direct. But also, when we recorded it, I did kind of think, hey, this sounds a bit like the St. Pierre Snake Invasion. Am I doing a Damien impression? And I was a little bit frightened of playing it to Damien because, well, he might sue me for stealing his band. And so then when I thought about who I could get to come and enliven the live version and sing it instead of me, there was only Damien I thought of, there was only Damien I asked. And he came down on his birthday. It's his birthday today. And he just smashed it, and it just makes my version sound ridiculous, because it should have been, and I should have got him on the record, but for whatever reason I didn't. So I'm really glad. I sort of feel like this version that we did today with Damon on the vocals is how it should have been. So this is the real version of I Don't Want to Be Your Friend.
If you're a dick when you're drunk, you're a dick all the time. If you're a dick when you're drunk, you're a dick all the time. In the recesses of your mind. If you're a dick when you're drunk, you're a dick all the fucking time. I don't wanna be your friend. I don't wanna be your friend. If you're a troll online, you're a troll for real. If you're a troll online, you're a troll for real. You don't care about how people feel. If you're a troll online, you're a troll for real. I don't wanna be your friend. I don't wanna be your friend. If you're a bigger when you cross, you're so low when you come. If you're a bigger when you cross, you're so low when you come. If you're a bigger when you cross, you're so low when you come. And even upset words get too real hard. Flicking. I don't wanna be you. I don't wanna be you. I don't wanna be your friend.
The Road to Right was the result of talking about shuffle, when I was talking about making my covers record shuffle, everyone sort of reared up in horror a bit, like an elephant seeing a mouse on the floor, you know, in a Disney cartoon, and said, please don't do it. And my producer Space said, look, just write a whole new album. Write a whole new album in 6 months, which he could do that. He could write your whole album in a day, it would be amazing, but I can't. Songs take me an awfully long time to write. And in my strained effort to write new songs, which I wasn't into, I wanted to make that covers record, the only song that came out and still wasn't finished by the time we'd finished Shuffle was The Road to Right. And you can hear, I feel like it's pretty standard Jamie Lenman. I feel like if you like Jamie Lenman, you probably like The Road to Right. And we played it on the Shuffle tour and it went down really well. It's just real easy. It's got it starts with drums, all my songs start with drums, and it's got that rhythm you can get hold of. And it's fun to play. And I really like the harmonies. This is one of the ones that I developed with Jack after I'd started playing with Jack. The drummers I work with end up being, by default, my sort of soundboards for my new ideas, which I hope is fun for them as well as me. And Jack's help has really been invaluable through putting together King Clubs. And The Road to Right was the first one put together. So whenever I hear it, I think of Jack, and in particular his great harmonies. And then I thought, what could an extra performer add to it? Nothing musically, because Jack and I have got it sewn up between us. But I thought it'd be good to have some kind of spectacle. And I knew Jamie Double because my wife produces cabaret shows for which I am the stage manager, or at least last year I began to stage manage for. And I really enjoy looking after the acts at her cabaret shows and supporting other artists as much as I need to support myself. And Jamie Double, we did a few shows with Jamie Double, and they're just fantastic and a wonderful person as well. And I really wanted to see if there was some way we could incorporate their act into this song. They don't really match, but I played them the track. And they were like, yep, I'm sure we can do something with this. And they came along all the way from Bristol. And in fact, their van was broken and their dad brought them. So thanks, Dad, for bringing Jamie to this shoot. And I hope you'll be as amazed and astounded by Jamie's act as I am. Jack and I had to concentrate quite hard not to stare at what Jamie's doing. So maybe just ignore the music for this one and just look at Jamie's incredible skills. This is The Road to Right.
I took a trip around the world, trying to make a statement, trying to impress some girl, drawing up a map of all the places I love, a list of everywhere I wish I could stay, so maybe I could find my way back someday. The road to ride, the road to ride, the road to ride, the road to ride. It's a ride. Oh,
Kill Me is my favourite song on King of Clubs, and maybe my favourite song I've ever written. It's just a concentrated blast of nihilism. I don't usually go to these places. King of Clubs, I went to a lot of places I hadn't been before. I went outside my body on Sleep Mission. I got, almost seductive on Like Me Better, which I'm not used to doing. And on Kill Me, I just let it all hang out. Kill Me cuts to the bone. And I knew that Space, my producer, would understand this better than anyone. Because I did briefly consider making King of Clubs with a different producer. Not that we'd fallen out, it's just good to change who you work with. But then when I wrote Kill Me, and I knew it was going to go on, I thought, there's no one else who's going to get this. So it had to be Space. And moreover, I wanted Space to sing on it as well, because he's got this huge, deep voice. And it's about the sort of desperate lust or desire, should we say, it's probably more proper, where you see someone that is just so perfect, and you think, that's it. This is the pinnacle of my existence. Can't go any further. Let's just stop it here. And if you could be the one to stop it, to stop me, that would just be great. So imagine someone so gorgeous that you wish they would kill you. That's what Kill Me is about. And I asked Space if he was free to come to Separation event and play guitar and sing. He's a busy guy. He was free. And so this is just absolutely ultimate for me. And Jacko lives this one as well. You can see, watch Jacko in this one, but mainly watch Space just screaming to the pits of his soul about how he wants to be killed. We all want to be killed sometimes.
You walk like a machine. You got the sharpest sense I ever seen. Your hair is like smoke. I wanna suck it in, suffer and choke. You got legs, you got arms. You got the means to tell myself I got toes. I got pain, I got pain. I'm on my knees, baby, please. Won't you give my neck a squeeze, sugar? I wanna face the view to find a shit I ever see. I want tonight to be the last thing that proves to me. This is a moment I spent forever dreaming. I don't know what this is, but I don't think it's all of my life. It's set to rest, so you can wrap it up and sit it with a kiss. There's down, and we out. There's nothing more I ever want to do. I have plans, I had dreams. I had 100 little driven out schemes. Yeah, I don't care, I don't mind. I'm resigning behind this big door till we gonna shoot. I wanna go my dying breath into your open mouth. I wanna stare into your eyes until you stop me up. I wanna feel the velvet hand and show the art of love. I don't know what this is, but I don't think it's love. I want your fingers here to separate the devil too. Take me apart and show me every kind of special hell. I wanna crumble into rubbish when you shut me up. I don't know what this is, but I don't think it's love. Kill me. Kill me. To kill me. Whoa, kill me. God, kill me. I want you to kill me. I need you to kill me. Come on and kill me. Baby, 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 kill.
King of Clubs is the title track of the record. I've gone from really hating it when people name an album after a track to quite liking it and doing it on all my records. And it started as a completely different track. It had lyrics, but the more I wrote the lyrics, the music just pushed them out until there was no space for the words anymore. It was just supposed to be that four-note refrain again and again under some spoken word. But the notes just took over and kept building and building until there was no space for the words. So I cut the words out. and did an instrumental, which I've never done before. I did a couple of instrumentals on shuffle, but they weren't my songs. This is my first instrumental that I've done as a solo artist. And to be able to take that time and just play those 4 notes again and again for 5-6 minutes and build and then fade away, is really rewarding. And I guess what the song is about, even though there are no words, just about feelings of shame and fear. It's all negative emotions. And I've said before, King of Clubs is the song of triumph that hate sings when it wins over love. And that's what I think about when I play King of Clubs. And I wanted to bring in another texture because I did an acoustic version of the whole album, which had some piano on it. The acoustic version of King of Clubs had some piano on it. And I thought it would be great if we could combine the two, the electric and the acoustic. So I asked Jen Hingley from False Advertising to come down all the way from Manchester and play some piano and do a little bit of singing. And I really feel guilty, like I wasted her talent, because she's so incredible. She's a better singer than me, better drummer than me, better guitar player than me, better songwriter than me, all of these things. And I just had her come 5 hours just to play those 4 notes on the piano. But no one could have played them like she did. She'd make it sound so great, and it's just so wonderful to be around her and work with her. So it was a real treat to have Jen come and play on King of Clubs, so here it is. Kids is a short story, a true story, that started as a monologue, that started as the lyrics to King of Clubs, but turned into something different. They divorced. At one point it was a song and its lyrics, and then it became an instrumental and a monologue. And I did record the monologue. My wife got ill with COVID at the start of 2020. She was in bed for 2 weeks. And I was completely on my own, apart from, going up to see her and making sure she had everything she needed. The rest of the time I was just in the house on my own, in January, February. So I spent a lot of time on my own, a lot of time thinking, worrying. And at about 4 a.m. one night, I just got my duvet from the other bed that she wasn't in and set it on the dining room floor and sat underneath it with a microphone. And I wanted to tell the worst story of the worst thing I ever did, the biggest shame I've ever felt, that I could bear to relate to a single soul. And this is the worst thing I think I ever did, that I feel still so bad about. And when I recorded it, it didn't fit on the record. I thought about putting it as a hidden track, it didn't work. So I ended up just printing it as the story in the inlay. And I think that's where it works best. But for a separation event, because this is a special day, I did a spoken word version with the King of Clubs in attendance. And I hope it makes you feel something.
I went on a trip with my school. Stayed in a hotel for a week. Me and 2 of my friends got put into a room with a boy from the other side of the social divide. He was pretty, he was clever, he was good at sports. A real golden child. My pals and I were always the scrappy weirdos. We never hung out with this kind of kid, and they never paid us any attention. They were like the celebrities in our world, the bright young things. Even though he was friendly to us, I was still intimidated by his beauty and his popularity. And one night when he went out, I drew a cruel picture of him as an awkward, feeble creature with a big nose, knock knees, and spots all over him. Really, it was a picture of me. I projected all the awful ways I saw myself onto this ridiculous being with his face. I showed it to my friends and we laughed. It was only ever meant for our entertainment. But the next morning, in an unfathomable act of carelessness, I showed him the drawing. Maybe I thought he would somehow find it funny, but he crumbled and started to cry. I was astonished. I thought he was so perfect that he could never be affected by anything someone like me could do. But he collapsed onto the bed, sobbing. He didn't come out of the room for a really long time. The teachers had to go find him. When he eventually reappeared, he didn't say anything about it. We never spoke about it again. I hope he's forgotten the hurt. I'll always be ashamed.
So obviously since King of Clubs has come out, or even since I recorded King of Clubs, finished King of Clubs New Year 2020, I've had a whole year and I'm always writing, and I've been writing all kinds of different stuff. Most of it is a lot lighter actually than King of Clubs, but a couple of little bits of nasty aggression came out. You can't go through a year like 2020 without feeling some feelings. And my overriding feeling of 2020 was of powerlessness against the virus, against our leaders. And so I started to write Powerless as just something incredibly aggressive, really cathartic, maybe the heaviest thing I've done. The themes started to be, they were about powerlessness in general, but then it became a bit more specific about how powerless I feel as an artist, as a musician, having had my livelihood taken away from me and being told to just get a job in something else. Thanks. I just feel utterly powerless. And I'd done a tour with Ithaca and I'd got to know Jamila pretty well. And she's just so excellent. That voice is insane. And I wanted to get someone else's feelings on it. I didn't want it to just be like, oh, poor me little sad little song about how I was feeling. I wanted to find out how other people were feeling. I wanted to find out how Jamila was feeling. So I sent her my lyrics, half the lyrics, and I left gaps for her. And I said, just, tell me how you're feeling. And she did. And I just knew that it would be perfect. The song's about 1.5 minutes long, and there's no studio version. All we have is this version. I think we did it in 3 takes. Jamila just brought it. And I love what she did with it. And I love what Jacko's doing. It's pretty unreasonable what I demand of Jacko on a daily basis. And that's Powerless.
I'm powerless, and I guess things are never gonna change. Powerless, and it's best that I wake up every day. Powerless, in distress, and I'm not okay. Don't pretend this was in our best interest. Held down, unable to stand. 6 figures are living. Keep calm, you can't understand. I swear it's not the end. No help, nothing to trust. They just abandoned us.
So the last track of Separation Event, after King of Clubs and then Kids and then Powerless, I thought it'd be nice to finish off with something a bit more jaunty. Because I don't think Powerless would have fit on King of Clubs, even though it's still a sort of a nasty, negative vibe. It's not quite as sleazy as King of Clubs. And the same with Mistakes. Mistakes was a song that I started writing at the same time as Like Me Better, but I just left it. I didn't know what to do with it. And then after I finished King of Clubs, the riff just kept circling around like it does in my brain. And it finished itself over several sleepless nights. And I've been waiting for today to play it live for about a year. It wouldn't leave me alone, so I'm really happy to have got it out there. And it's a little bit livelier than I would have put on King of Clubs, so it fits maybe under that umbrella, but I wouldn't have wanted to put it on the record. It's a bit too upbeat. And it's just about being imperfect, about having made mistakes, and knowing that that mark is always on your record, no matter what you do, and it's quite a weight to bear. And I just think all we can do is own them, confront them, admit them, try to move on, but they'll always be there. No one got a spotless record. So Mistakes is about the mistakes that I've made and how I deal with them. And again, Jacko and I had it down really as far as instrumentals went. And because it was a new song as well, I didn't feel like I needed anyone else's input. So in terms of a guest performer, just wanted someone who would just visually look completely amazing and distract from what me and Jacko were doing, heavy breathing. And so we got Chi-Chi, who again is a regular performer at my wife's cabaret shows. And we've known her for years now. She's a fantastic hooper and she just has a style. She just has a way of moving and she does it even without thinking. And you can say to her, Chi-Chi, just do it straight. Just do some hooping, just do like the vanilla version. And she'll start doing it, she'll start moving and she'll start doing the shoulders and the head. She's utterly captivating. And I thought we needed just a bit of spark and a bit of light and a bit of zazz. Zazz a word right at the end of the Separation Event just to bring it to a close. So I really hope you enjoy Mistakes. Think about your own mistakes, but don't be too hard on yourself.
choices, hushing the voices, trying to live right. It's like a prize fight. Still with a look in that big book, I see the mark against my name. That's my shame. And I know I made mistakes, and I know the toll it takes, and I'm sorry to pay the case. There's a break, some make mistakes. At the end of it all, I'll become who I am. You decide for yourself how much you can stand. Does that sound like a plan? I think that's a plan. If we're gonna relive all the things that we've done, I think I'll probably make the mercy of the first fucking one. And it gives me shame. Some made mistakes. 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 Mistakes.
So there we go, that was Separation Event. I hope you enjoyed it. I've had an absolute blast today. It's been, 14, 15 hour day, but everyone just made it so easy. I know if I start listing out the thanks, I'll forget one on the spur of the moment. But I just want to say such huge thanks to everyone you saw on screen and those who didn't, doing the sound and the edit and the filming, and the venue staff. Here at the Lounge Bar in Alton Community Centre, it came out perfect, hey? I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it won't be too long before we're no longer separated. Thanks very much.